So, welcome to my soul-led business webinar about how I healed my heart, created my essential oil business, and started living the life I was meant to lead. I'm so excited to be presenting this material. It's something I tend to talk a lot, like briefly to people at classes. And then I've gotten into more depth with people in my team once you kind of get going, but it's nice to for me to be able to present it based on my experiences and also, what has happened in my life over the past year and a bit with doTERRA and even before that. So my name's Genevieve Lachlan. And I'm a doTERRA leader in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. I've been building a business with doTERRA since April 2016. And I've just really, I would say in the end of August, mid-August to early September, committed to doing this, decided that this is my path and this is what I want to do full time. So I'm working towards that. And I think I'll just jump in with my story. Let me know if you can't hear me or if you have any questions as we go. So I talk a lot about my story and how the oils have impacted my health on my blog and just in my classes. The biggest thing for them lately has been just the healing that's taken place. This is kind of the evolution of Jen, I would say, over the past 3.5 years. So this picture on the left, this is me with my oldest son, Rourke. And at this point, he's probably 4 months. And I've gone through 2 in vitro fertility treatments to have him. And before that, about 6 years of trying to get pregnant. And that journey, by the point when I got this baby, I was totally overwhelmed. My body was a wreck. I had put on over 60 pounds when I was pregnant with Rourke. The hormones just were, I just didn't know who I was anymore. And I don't know where the hormones ended and where Jen began. Flash forward to this next image. This is me with Rourke and Sam, my youngest, last September, actually about a year ago. And I had discovered doTERRA the spring before, and I had been using the oils, and they had definitely had an impact on my health. I can see in myself when I look at those 2 pictures with the same kind of age baby, the oils were letting my body recover in a much greater way than I had recovered without them. Then here, flash forward a little bit longer. This is me, my husband, Carrie, and our boys. And then kind of me, my little diamond shot of glamour. And, what I would say is not only can essential oils, you can use them in many health therapeutic ways, but as far as me, where it comes kind of more aligned with how I work with them is in my own healing and also just support on an emotional level. So this is me fully supported in my power. So my path to the business of doTERRA. So I have a master's degree from Simon Fraser. I have a Bachelor of Commerce degree from Dalhousie. I came at these degrees in a variety of ways. At first, when I left PEI, I grew up in the woods, hippie parents. I wanted to work in the corporate world. I thought that would be glamorous. And then I realized I wanted to follow my passions. So I got my master's degree and started working in book publishing in the early 2000s. Book publishing is an industry where people are there out of a labor of love. You are not paid well. And I quickly figured this out. And I moved into the area of the industry where you are paid well when you're not a writer, which was sales. And I started my own book sales company in 2007. I owned the sales market for Hornblower Books for Atlantic Canada. And I also did Costco, sold books to Costco. I traveled. I had lots of unhealthy habits. I was definitely overweight. And this was all through the times of trying to get pregnant. So lots going on during that time. When I finally did get pregnant, I was starting to kind of get on my journey of wellness at the end of 2011, 2010, 2011. I'd found yoga. I was learning to be a yoga teacher. I had work. My pain was kind of turning into a vision of where I wanted to go in the world. And so I decided to get out of selling books because it just wasn't conducive. The travel life on the road wasn't conducive to being a mom with young kids, and especially with a baby with some special needs. So I sold my company in 2012 for the same price that I paid for it. I learned a lot. I learned a lot through those years, and I also, I wouldn't take that time back. I got a taste for what it's like to be self-employed, and I knew whatever I did in the future, I wanted that same freedom of working for myself at home. So I started to play around with what could be next for me. I was a yoga teacher. Was that something I wanted to do full time? Not really sure. I knew I didn't want to open a yoga studio. I also played with the idea of opening a retail store, but I didn't like the ideas of having to work through holidays and Christmas time. I also applied to a few 9-to-5 jobs, which whenever I didn't get called, I was very relieved. And I kind of started to make a list of things I did want. I wanted a job with flexibility. I wanted it to be lucrative. I wanted there to be a benefit that I was working for in the long term. Even if I didn't have that benefit right away, I wanted something down the road. I also really wanted to work in an area where I was passionate about, in a business that I was passionate. So whether it was personal wellness, same with publishing. I'm passionate about books. I'm a voracious reader. And I'm passionate about yoga. And now I'm passionate about doTERRA. It had to be because I didn't have like a big nest egg to build a company with. I didn't want bricks and mortar. I didn't want, oh, hi, Kay. I kind of started. I thought you were there. But I'll record this so you can see the beginning. I'm recording, so you'll see the beginning. So I started sharing doTERRA in April 2015, and I created my soul-led team just this past September when I decided to jump in with both feet. No worries, Kay. I'm glad you could make it. Thanks for coming. So out of my kind of personal work and the kind of evolution that I've gone through in my life, my mission in the world is kind of become very simple. And, I help survivors heal and be free. So I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of my life of infertility and sales, and we all have pain that we've dealt with. And then what doTERRA did for me was help me heal and create more freedom in my life. So from that, evolution has come into my leadership and I want to support women in their soul-led leadership. So a soul-led leader uses her unique gifts and experiences to inspire and create a doTERRA business. So one thing that I love about doTERRA and the way it works is we have these templates, we have these ways of creating the business that you don't have to think about. So you have that space to be creative, to create your own story, to create your own why for the world. And it shouldn't look like what I'm doing. It should represent you and your passions. So some questions for you. If you do nothing different, would you be happy in 5 years being in the same spot you are today? And maybe you're taking some notes, or you just want to just think about that, ponder that for a moment. And when I was in the book industry, that was a definite no. And then the next question is, does your current income stream have a cap? So when I worked in sales and book publishing, there was another level I could have gone to, but I would have had to travel more. I would have had to sell directly to Chapters Indigo. I would have had to travel more, spend more time on the road away from my family. So for me, that was just not worth it. So some little kind of gems around doTERRA. doTERRA has one of the highest percentage of retention rates. About 92% of people join doTERRA with no intention of earning income. So they just join for the wholesale account. They want 25% off their oils. And there's actually a very small percentage of those who are doing the business compared to those that purchase oils. doTERRA launched in Canada in June 2016. One of the exciting things that happened when they launched in Canada was that we're able to promote the business. We're able to talk about the business opportunity on our websites. We're able to talk about it in social media. You're not allowed to do that as clearly in other markets. The other cool thing, which I have here, is that 20 of doTERRA's essential oils are registered natural health products with Health Canada. So they have been approved by Health Canada. Here's all of the oils right here. And you can find this on doTERRA Canada's website. This is the largest amount of essential oils that have been approved by one single company by Health Canada. So that is another kind of testament of the quality of doTERRA's oils. I grabbed this from the Canadian launch, and I think it's pretty cool. So this is a total wholesale accounts in Atlantic Canada in June 2016. So a little over after a year of me joining. In PEI, there was 123 accounts. I'd say 85 of those are ones that I signed up. So this is like less than 0.0008% of the total population of PEI. There's a lot of potential. In Ontario, they've got about 28,000 wellness advocates, which is 0.002% of the Ontario population. So even in Ontario, there's still a ton of opportunity. Nova Scotia, there's only 135. New Brunswick, it's 644. Newfoundland, 48. So if you're going to build it just on PEI, or you have connections beyond in Canada, or even in the US, there's potential. Yeah, you can sign up people anywhere in the world. I have accounts, I have people in France, I have people in Hong Kong, and I have people in the US that order oils through me. Great question. So there's two other things that make doTERRA unique, and I'm not going to go into this big detail, but I think it's important to have this in your wheelhouse, or just have this when you're considering essential oils in general. So doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world, and the essential oil industry is becoming more and more mainstream, but there's no governing body. And so essential oil companies have to regulate themselves. doTERRA has a strict policy. It's called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. They're tested by a third-party lab, so their oils are free of contaminants. There's no heavy metals, no pesticides. The quality has to stand up. And then they also test the oils again once they get to their warehouse. So this is very important. And it's also something that, like, as far as recommending these oils to people for healing or therapeutic benefits, you want to know where they come from, and you can stand by the quality of doTERRA oils. And then the second part for me is the corporate social responsibility. In Utah, I went to their convention this past September, and I was struck by a presentation they did on a new oil they've just released. They've started sourcing, called Petitgrain, from Paraguay. And I remember when I was a kid, there was a huge movement to save the rainforests and stop mowing down the rainforests and in the Amazon. And what doTERRA has done is they found a plant that's in Paraguay, grows naturally, and it was actually distilled there for many years, and then that practice was lost. And they are rebuilding an industry that hasn't been there for many years. And they're using something that is indigenous to the area. They're using the indigenous methods of producing petitgrain essential oil. And so they're supporting the community, as well as getting a plant from a place on the planet that there's, I would say, they're getting a plant from the best place for that plant to come from on the planet. They also work a lot with their Healing Hands Foundation, and when the Nepal earthquake happened, they were one of the first corporate companies on the ground helping and making a difference. Oops. So this is another interesting thing, just around the global market for aromatherapy and essential oils. So direct selling is the largest market, it dominates how essential oils are sold. So this is a proven model because people need recommendations. Not every oil is going to work for everyone. It is, there's some people need lavender, some people need citrus oils. So to be able to go into somebody's house or have a conversation with them so you can kind of create a solution to their needs is the perfect model for this business. So they're even saying that doTERRA is singularly responsible for this category growth. In fact, so much that the other companies out there, like Young Living, say they are actually doing better because doTERRA is in the marketplace, because people like me are talking about safety and usage and getting that out there. So let's talk about the money. Cut to the chase. So in our world, there's three ways to earn income. There's earned income, exchanging your time for money. That's your 9-to-5 jobs. There's investment income. That's stocks and bonds, playing the market. And then there's passive residual income. So getting royalties from writing a book or a movie, and network marketing would be examples of those. And I know that some people are like, I had no idea what network marketing was when I started doing doTERRA. I just knew I wanted to share the oils with everyone because I was already doing that and driving my mother crazy. So I had to talk to somebody else about it. So what is residual income in network marketing? So this is just a quick review. Residual income works the best when the product is consumable. So people are going to reorder it. They're going to use it on a daily basis. That kind of fits the bill with essential oils. So as you're selling oils and working with people, and you start to build a team, that starts to develop your leadership skills. And so at the start, you're working lots of hours for little pay, but in the end, you have the joy of working for little hours for lots of pay. Some more statistics. So 66% of the US have never used essential oils, but they have heard of essential oils. Half of that 60% wants to try essential oils. So there's still an unlimited amount of growth potential. The other thing is, I think as a responsibility side, people don't know how to use them. So I'm getting more and more every month I do this business. People are more and more interested in one-on-ones. They're more interested. They want to have classes. They want to know how to use essential oils. And I think and then it comes down to us to explain, well, there are differences. Not all oils are created equal. And then the wellness advocates. So this is that retention rate that I talked about earlier. So the percentage of this is the percentage of wellness advocates who have placed an order in the last 12 months with doTERRA against the total number of wellness advocates who have ever signed up. So 65 to 70% of people with doTERRA have placed an order in the last 12 months, compared to the industry standard in network marketing, which is about 15%. And the two companies I've heard of on that 15% grid are USANA and Avon. Another kind of interesting grid this is comparing the top ranks with some specific companies. So at the bottom, this number 6 level here, this is their silver rank for doTERRA. And when you compare that level with like Rodan and Fields, so doTERRA, you're making $26,000 once you hit silver. That's the largest percentage of people, highest rank that people have with doTERRA. Then, Isagenix at that rate, you're only making $2,000. Then it goes up. It goes up. So the thing, I was showing this to my husband and we were just looking at like the difference, the jump, especially like at the top level leadership for doTERRA compared to Isagenix. It's quite significant. People normally, so this 59,000 is the gold rank. That's where people tend to quit their jobs and focus 100% on doTERRA to get up to platinum and then diamond. Currently, I'm building for silver. So there's 3 ways to evaluate a network marketing company. So it's simple. The products, the quality of the product, and will you use the products? So you need to be using the products to sell them and to share them. And then the second 2 kind of go hand in hand, and that's the company management. So doTERRA is a privately held company. It's 100% debt-free. The executive team is very visible. They're very public. They're committed to giving back to the community. They have a big program right now to help people who are doing the doTERRA business become debt-free. They are also committed to paying their producers a fair price for their oils. So all of these really fit within my own vision. And my own set of values. So when you're looking at your values and who you work for and kind of like where you can align with a company, does doTERRA fit within that for you? And then the third one is compensation plan. So doTERRA's plan is built to support a lifelong residual income. So you're not going to get the big checks at the beginning, but as you keep going, it starts to build. It starts to build. And I'm seeing that now. It's exciting. So the model of doTERRA is very simple. You succeed more the more you help others succeed. So there's 5 different ways that you get paid as you move through the ranks. At the beginning, you can get paid by these first 4 ways. Retail. Not a lot of people do retail, but anyone can go onto your online website that you set up and just place an order for a bottle of lavender, and you automatically get 25% commission on that. There's a fast start bonus, which is paid out for the first 60 days of somebody being ordering oils through you, where you get 20%. Then the person who signed you up gets 10%. So say you have a builder on your team, and then they sign another builder, you get 5% of that builder's fast start bonus. And then there's a power of 3 bonus. So this means that you have 3 people on your front line. So you're the top tier, and then you've got your three builders on your front line. And if they're doing 150 PV order every month, you get $50. And then if they have 3 people under each of them, you get 250. Then as it goes down one more level for each builder, it's 1,500. So that one is like a pretty cool one if you can make the structure work for you. Then the unilevel. So this is the amount you get on everybody underneath you every month. So everyone that orders, you get this small percentage. And it gets larger as you go lower down in your organization. So the larger your team grows for this, the more you are paid. So this amount is first as small, but it really starts to build over time. So you get this every month as long as you maintain your 100 PV order. The other thing to note about this, which I didn't know at first, is so the way we kind of work is we're a team, as in it goes back at the top. So if there's people that I've put under you in your organization, you're going to get paid out on their unilevel as well, which is kind of cool. So we're always working together. And then the leadership bonus pool. So this is for people who are ranked silver and above, and you're part of the bigger piece of the pie when you get to that. So as I mentioned earlier, 62% of the leaders in doTERRA are at the silver level. Gold is the rank that most people will start to do doTERRA full time. And then it kind of moves up from there. So this business, it's not for everyone, but it might be for you. So I love this kind of guided kind of thoughts. So do you have a heart for serving others? Do you honor your body and have a great respect for the earth? Do you want to be part of a movement that's educating and empowering others? Do you want to give more of yourself to the world? Do you define success as happiness? So this is a theme for me that's been through every job I've done. And as I've been working with doTERRA and doing doTERRA as a business and working with people and hearing the results that they're getting from their oils, there's a happiness and a satisfaction, a job satisfaction unlike any I've ever had. Creative expression. And this can go in so many different ways. For me, it's blogging. I love to write. And without the doTERRA side of it, it kind of doTERRA feeds some of the content for my blog, but it also it's also working into my business model in a way. Providing solutions to people. That's where you're working with the oils. Tired of exchanging your time for money. You want your business to weave into your life in an exciting way. I never think of this as work. I'm excited to work on my next content. This was so much fun putting together this webinar. There's things that scare the shit out of me, but that's like getting out of my comfort zone. That's like going farther, pushing myself, being willing to be uncomfortable to create that vision. Are you ready to design a life you love? Be a glowing example to the others of what is possible. You want control of your schedule and time so you can create a life on your own terms. You want to work with a product that has the highest retention rate in the natural solutions industry. You want to be surrounded and supported by a team of people who are already rocking it. So a little bit about the team that I'm on. My direct upline is a diamond, Geraldine. She's in Ontario, Campbellton. Above her is Ange Peters, who is the first presidential diamond in Canada. This is her right here. And my vision is to be the first diamond in Atlantic Canada. So come along with me. There are three. So Geraldine has created this kind of 3 levels of rocking your doTERRA business. So the first level, this is one you may be working at a few other jobs. You might have a lot going on your plate, and you just want to test the waters, figure out a way to pay for your oils. Level 1 is a sharer. It's very straightforward. You're kind of starting to chip away at getting to know how to present the oils, using the different oils in different ways, sharing them. So if you have like somebody in your family who wants to order, you can sit down with them, maybe do a one-on-one, take their order. You know how to do that. Maybe every so often you have a class. I can come and teach that class. Or the person who sent you this webinar can come and teach this class. You're working towards hitting elite or premier. You're spending a few hours a week. The buy-in for this one is like a base 100 product value order a month. And you want to have at least the top 10 oils so you can share those ones, the ones that are used the most. So that's the Physicians Kit or the Home Essentials Kit. It's great. I would recommend a diffuser as well. Level 2, builder. So this is where I would put myself right now. You are becoming the leader people want to follow. You're going to doTERRA events. So I went to the convention in Utah. I'll be going to others throughout the year. This is more of a part-time commitment, 10 to 20 hours a week. Some weeks you may work more. Some weeks it could be less. If you're a level 2 builder on our team, we say to have a 125 loyalty plan order and have it shipped before the 15th of the month, gets you the free oil of the month. You are doing daily personal development, and that's not a lot of time. It's like 10, 15 minutes, reading, listening to a podcast, developing yourself as a leader. You're teaching classes. You're working with your upline. The third one is the all-in. So this is the all-in when you're at gold or pushing towards gold, and you've let go of all your other part-time jobs and you are headed for diamond, baby. So what exactly does this business look like? So this is a great little 6 questions that we use a lot in our team about, what do you do in your business? So it's asking like, who can you share oils with? Who can you introduce doTERRA to? Who has attended a class and that you will follow up with? or check in with. Are they ready to start ordering, or do they need help with the oils that they've ordered? Do they need support? Do they need ideas? Who has enrolled that you will help understand the loyalty rewards program? So if you notice that somebody's ordering a lot, then you're kind of looking for that opportunity to introduce them to the monthly ordering plan. Who is using the oils that you will talk about the business with? Who is building the business that I will support? What does that person need? Do they need a more specific support in setting up a class, or do they just need like a little one-liner words of encouragement, and kind of tuning into your heart and listening to what that person needs? What will I read, watch, or listen to that will help me grow as leader? So sometimes I get a lot of people saying, I've had people in the past just say, I don't like selling. I'm not a salesperson. And I get that. Like, I went into selling books because I wasn't a salesperson. But I love books, and I love talking about books that I love. And I love essential oils. So if you're watching this webinar, ask yourself, why are you here? So what has drawn you to doTERRA? What was your experience of being introduced to doTERRA? How can you create that experience for other people? How can you make that experience better? Maybe it was an awkward one, or maybe it was very smooth and seamless. But when you're sharing from your heart and from a place of service, it's not salesy. You're doing it because you know the oils have had an impact on your life, and you want to help people. You want to serve people with these oils. So how to start? And I kind of talked to that a little bit. I talked about that a little bit with the 3 levels of rocking your doTERRA business. So if you're already a wellness advocate, just send me a note. Let me know that you've watched this. Like, get me on your radar. Let me know you're hungry. Set your template up with your loyalty rewards order for 125 PV. There's also some great videos under the doTERRA University that walk you through all of that. If you're new and you've been kind of on the fence, waiting for the right month to do it, October is a great month. So why it's a great month is you can sign up, start with a kit this month, whether you're going to do the family essentials, that's the physician's kit, or the home essentials. And then you set up your LRP for November for over 100 PV, with maybe, and I would, if you're doing this as a business, the more popular oils on that second order that aren't in the kits. For me, I get asked a lot about the Serenity Calming Oil, the Balance Grounding Oil, Wild Orange, Citrus Bliss. Fractionated Coconut Oil is their carrier oil, which is excellent. In Tune, that's their Focus and Attention Oil, or Clary Calm. That one's for PMS and menstrual cramps. It's amazing. Or any of their blends are good to have, or their wood oils like cedarwood, white fir. I'll leave that up to you, but also reach out if you have questions. So you do that order in November, and you get 100 PV. That's 100 PV worth of free oils. So a bottle of lemon is 10 PV. So that's 10 bottles of lemon you could use as hosting gifts or prizes, or so you can basically take that 100 PV and put it back into your business, or use it to grow your oil collection. If you're in the US, I know there's a few of you guys who are curious about this from the US. This is special is just for Canada. So the US special is same detail. So you do 100 PV this month, and then next month you do another 100 PV. You get shipped a free lifelong vitality pack. This is doTERRA's supplements, vitamins. They are the best vitamins I've ever taken. I've always spent a lot of money on my vitamins, and these are the first vitamins where I really saw a difference in my health, in my hair, in my nails, in my energy. So that's an awesome deal too. So it's another key product that I do sell a lot of, especially for people who do the monthly loyalty rewards order. That was a lot. So, any questions? Kay, did you have any specific stuff that came up for you as you're going through? And if you're watching this after, send me a note and let me know if you have any questions or if you want to talk. If you want to. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for coming. And I'm going to post this recording in the group. So I'm just going to stop the recording right now.